listen to, who want to listen to it later. Okay, so now I'm just recording now. The reason why I'm recording is because I promised that those that didn't attend will be able to go back and listen to it later. And also, some of you on this call might also want to listen to this video later. So I'm actually recording it now so you can actually go back and listen to it. And what we are going to cover is the opportunities out there in the digital space that we're in, the digital age that we now live in, what the digital economy is all about, and how you can tap into it, the opportunities and the opportunities for companies, and the opportunities for you as a small business owner, as a contractor, or as an employee. And then we will now explain what digital transformation is all about, what and how companies are managing digital transformation initiatives and hiring project managers and business analysts to come in and obviously get the work done, and how you can secure these roles. Then we'll move on to helping you discover which role suits you best. So once again, that's the recap on all of that, and I will now open up the link I just sent to you. Okay, so I'm just looking through here. Okay, so I've done that. So I'm just looking through here now. So open up the link I just sent you. Like I said, knowledge is absolutely power. Understanding is even more powerful. But one thing that is more powerful than knowledge and understanding is wisdom. Why? Because wisdom is knowing what to do when even people who are knowledgeable and have understanding don't know what to do. But wisdom comes with experience. Okay, so and that is why you are all here. Now, this is a survey that was done. It's very much focused on the United Kingdom, so I'm very, very happy about it. And I'm just going to brush through it. You can actually look to it later. And it's followed by the UK Prime Minister. You need to understand the trends. You need to understand what's going on in the country, identify where the opportunities are so you can be prepared for it. You can watch the video later on, but while you're watching the video, I'll just explain certain things to you. So the digital tech investment in UK 2016, that's UK digital tech investment, reached 6.8 billion. That's 2016. That's 50% higher than any other European country. So guess what? Opportunities are in the United Kingdom. Okay, there are so many, and there's a lot of investment in that area. So when people tell me that, oh, I don't really want to get into digital, I don't like IT. I understand when you say you don't like IT, but the world has changed. These days we use IT to meet a need rather than some people at the back of an office coding and writing programs, and they can't connect to the world. The digital professional today is customer centric, and you will have to learn to be digitally savvy in order for you to secure a job. The digital talent, the UK is home to 8 of Europe's top 20 universities, more than any other European country in the world. So we can see that as well. Digital tech collaboration, London hosted 22,000 meetups in 2016. That's 3 times as many as Berlin, Amsterdam, and Paris. So there's a lot of investment in London itself. Digital business growth. Now, this is a very interesting one. The turnover of digital tech business reached 170 billion, an increase of 30 billion in just 5 years. That is a dramatic increase, and that is set to continue to grow. Okay, so if you didn't join us, so for example, last year, 2 years, 3 years ago, you missed out. And that is why, if you notice, we have a very high success story. Because some people are saying that, how can you help 30 people get a job a month? How can you have helped 4,000? That's because we focus on the market that is growing. We focus on the market that there's opportunity in. We haven't got time, because if you have just project management and business analysis, you're not going to get a job. You need to have digital expertise. Now, a lot of people go, oh, but it doesn't cut across all industries. I'll show that to you very, very soon as well. So the digital tech jobs, they are now this, they're not saying there's going to be, this is very important. They are saying that there are now 1.6 million digital tech jobs in the United Kingdom. 1.6 million of the digital sector, and the digital sector is creating jobs 2 times faster than the non-digital sector. That is quite scary. So there are more opportunities here, and you can see the growth 2015 and 2015. So the growth rate in digital jobs was more than double that of non-digital jobs between 2011 and 2015. Furthermore, these jobs are highly skilled and highly paid. I want you to focus on that. They are highly skilled and highly paid. So why is it that when we do our program over here, we add big data, we add GDPR, we add digital transformation, we add digital marketing, we add agile? Because these are highly skilled roles and they are highly paid roles. So the opportunity here is unbelievable. Okay, now regional tech investment in 2016, regional clusters attracted more than 4.5 billion in digital tech investment. So basically, companies are investing in this area. But what I want to do is now show you the opportunities that are available. So if you're living in Glasgow, you're looking at 25,992 you're looking at 25,992 jobs, okay, if you're living in Glasgow. If you're living in Hull, 6,914 jobs. I'm just going to keep going there. If you're living in Ipswich, 9,981 jobs. If you're living in Liverpool, 23,000 jobs, and Newcastle, 20,290 jobs. Norwich, 7,589 jobs. Nottingham, 19,000. But where I want to go, I'll just keep going through so you can see. And hopefully, you two are going through the same screens that I'm going to. And by the way, these are current jobs. We're not talking about the ones that are going to grow. You know, Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Brighton, Birmingham. So there'll be people calling from Birmingham here. There are 36,000 jobs. The highly skilled roles in Manchester, which is one of the biggest cities, 62,000 jobs. Belfast, 9,000 jobs. London, 50. Oh gosh, London, 300,169 jobs. And it's not a joke at all, you know. So you look at the average salary of they didn't even put the average salary there, but that is pretty impressive. So why is this? So you can see right away that actually this is not a joke, and I want you to take your time and really dig some more in and actually have a look at it. Now, there's also a digital skill shortage in the United Kingdom. Why is that? Why is that? Because not everybody understands digital technology. For example, the average project manager or business analyst doesn't understand digital. So that's the digital skill shortage in that area, you know. And as a result of that, you can see very clearly that basically you can see very clearly that in fact, nearly 25% describe sourcing talents as a major challenge. So this is over 50% highlighted a shortage of highly skilled employees. So why would employees not take our candidates when they are highly skilled people? And that is why we try and focus on building your expertise as comb-shaped employees. So if you noticed last week, one of the things I did was I showed you this presentation where we talked about the evolution of the future employee. Okay, so if you look over here very quickly, you will see that most people are general knowledge and have one specialist skill. Employers are actually looking for people with general and broad knowledge and two specialist skills. We call them the pie-shaped employees. However, my focus is to build the comb-shaped employee, where you have more than two specialist skills. Why? Because you will have a competitive advantage over your competitors. So what are we looking at in reality? What are you going to eventually become by being on our platform? Now, what you will eventually become by being on our platform is what I call a digital business strategy and technology expert. That is where I want to get you to. And in order to get you to it, I'm just going to enlarge the screen. What is important to you? Well, CRM is actually critical. Every business needs a customer relationship management system, and they are looking towards automation and digitization. Digital marketing is driving IT decisions, so having a digital marketing certificate will help. Agile certificate, because every company now is going through Agile, even on a portfolio level. Prince 2 is still there, however, and that's important for structure and process, and the new Prince 2 accreditation actually considers agile a lot. Then if you're a BA, the BA accredited certification, GDPR, and then you then have so those are areas I think will be really good for you. But where do you want to focus on? What do you want to build your expertise in? Customer centricity is important for you. Understanding user experience and improving customer centricity is important. Understanding CRM, big data analysis, and business intelligence is absolutely critical. Understanding the agile, cross-functional, rapid application development process is important. Understanding what digitization and automation is and how how to implement it is critical. Multi-channel integration, mobile multi-screen usability, and user experience is because every company now needs to make sure they're integrated into the customer's lifestyle by having a mobile-first strategy. And then compliance, security and GDPR, information security. Why? Because data is the driving force and lifeblood of every single business now. So this is important. Now, Why is this important? Some of you have called into the GDPR session already, so you've been educated on that. Hopefully, you learned a lot from that. But one thing that's very, very important is to understand that the world has changed. So data is the new oil. Now, like I said to you before, everything I say, don't just take my word for it. Go and do your own homework. The world's most valuable resource is no longer oil, but data. Now, I haven't signed up with the economy, so they won't give it to. Oh, they gave it to me today. Thank God, oh, hallelujah. Okay, so the world's most valuable resource is no longer oil, but data. Let me share this with you. You guys will have access to it. I'm quite lucky that I have access to it, Seth. All right. Now, why? Because data is the driving force of any business. Data helps businesses literally drive down operational costs, increase revenue, be a lot more customer centric because because they're able to make informed decisions. The value of data is incredible. One of the things I'm happy about, for example, is that I normally spend around $15,000 to $20,000 a month on advertising. Since I have been informed by data, my advertising cost has dropped to $6,000, and my conversion rate has increased dramatically. My cost per acquisition now is now £80, $80 per user, rather than when it used to be $150 per user. So is data important? Absolutely correct, correct. And it is also the key ingredient to go through a total transformation, go through digital transformation for all businesses. But I will explain that to you in greater detail, because I think by now I am beginning to speak French. Now, I want you to do me a favor. The moment I start to speak French, just type in the question box, either in the comment area or in the question box, that French. Just type French, or you are speaking French, so that I can quickly explain what I've said. So now I'm going to pause. I want to make this as I want you to understand exactly what I'm doing. I want you to understand. I want it to be clear. Like I said, by the end of today, you would understand everything there is to know about digital transformation, project management, business analysis, and you'll be able to specialize in what you want to specialize in. So, can you let me know if I am speaking French? If I'm not speaking French, say English, and then I will carry on. If I'm speaking French, then I would explain what I've just said again. Okay, one person said English, another person said English. Okay, good. Somebody said French. So now, thank you very much. Aha, good. I like the people that have said French, which means that I have to explain it again. So I'll explain it in a different way now. So just bear with me a second. Somebody said Yoruba. That means that it's less, it's less Ijebu, a bit of French. Okay. um, Okay, so let me quickly explain it again. Now, first things first, I think I've just gone straight to digital. So because I've just gone straight to digital, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, but what is digital, KG? Okay, so let me now explain to you what digital is all about. Do you now let's go back to the old days. Do you all remember when you were at home, and maybe when you were very young? Was anyone alive when mobile phones did not exist? When basically the only way you would ever get a phone call is if you're in your house. Do you also remember the days when all of a sudden, if you go into somebody's house and you see a phone, you are very, very happy because you don't have a phone in your house? Do you remember that? Okay. Yes, you can ask a question. So let me come to you. That's very good. I actually like this group today. Very interactive. So I'm going to unmute you, Yinka, and you can ask a question. Thanks for encouraging everybody so that they can ask questions as well. So Yinka,
Yeah, I want to ask, why do you choose to begin with digital
because we
today?
live in a digital economy. We're now living in a digital economy, and we are also living in the digital age. So once upon a time, we were living in the what we call the agricultural age, when the entire world was all about agriculture. Do you remember? So actually, you won't remember. You won't have been born by then. And that was when the slave trade was big business. When Americans would go to Africa and steal people from their homes to go and farm the land in America, and also farm the land in the Caribbean, and also farm the land in what you call Brazil today. Do you remember?
Yep.
So that was the agricultural age. And basically, if you want to be rich in those days, you need a farm and you need workers. Then we now move to the industrial age. The industrial age was the best. In fact, the industrial age is what kicked off the American Civil War, where the North, I can't remember. Okay, where the North was very much industrial and didn't need slaves, and the South was reliant on agriculture, and as a result of that, the cotton market, the cotton industry was big business for them, and as a result of it, it obviously led to the Civil War. So that was the injustice. So you can see that when you are migrating from one age to the other, there's often war, and there are also people who lose out. Now, from the industrial age, we now moved into. I'm trying to remember. We now moved into the technology, the age of technology. So when we moved into the age of
Oh,
technology, okay, that was when you had things like that was when we had things like analog computers. Okay, so it was all about, it was basically you would have big, massive computers the size of three-story buildings doing what your mobile phone can do today. And in those days, it was only the army or the government that used those computers, the CIA. In fact, the first computer was used to win the Second World War. You know, through the cracking the Morse code. No, no, sorry, I've forgotten. There's a code. I've forgotten what that code is. Anybody that's into history will know the code I'm talking about. Not the Morse code. I've forgotten. I've forgotten. Anyone that's into history will know the code I'm talking about. So after that, we continue to evolve and evolve and evolve. Then you now had the age of internet. That was when you had the internet .com boom, the .com bust. I don't know if you can all remember. Some people can remember this. Then we then kept on evolving, and then we started to digitize. So basically, digital is ones and zero used to transmit information from one place to another. So it's taking information. I owe you money, transmitting it into 1010001110, and transferring it wirelessly from one point to another. At first, it was wired. Now you have wireless technology. So we have now gone from the age of limited accessibility to the age of unlimited accessibility. Now, what's happened is that the age of technology, sorry, after the industrial boom, during the industrial boom, we had the oil boom. Okay, so then we're now living in the age of technology. So once upon a time, the biggest, most powerful companies were oil companies. Today, the biggest, most powerful companies are tech companies, technology companies. That goes to tell you that we now live in the digital age. So let me just tell you. So tech. Let me just everything I'll prove it to you. So tech companies now what trillion? I think it is. Okay, tech five biggest players now worth 3 trillion. Okay, which is absolutely crazy. So Amazon, Apple, Google, and they are actually bigger than most oil industries right now. It's absolutely crazy. And when did Amazon start? When did Google start? You know, so you're having companies that have been around for hundreds of years disappearing, while companies that have been around for a short period of time making trillions in less than 10, 15 years. So that is amazing. I'm sure that some of you were around when Google did not exist. Now, some of you are so young that you were born into the age of Google. But for some of us, we remember MSN, we remember Yahoo, we remember Microsoft's own. I even forgot what. Can you believe it's so sad? We don't even know what Microsoft. I can't remember what Microsoft search engine was. You remember Ask Jeeves? You know, there were different kinds of search engines in those days. You know, and you're using WhatsApp today. Before you were using MSN chat, email was the big thing. I don't know if you guys can remember. So digital has evolved and evolved and evolved. One thing that would help actually is maybe what I should do is use, because normally I said I was going to give you guys digital transformation free of charge. So since I'm going to give it to you free of charge, let me actually start by going through the digital transformation presentation itself. Okay, so just bear with me. I will open it up and I can start taking you through that. So now, have I answered your question in any way, or I'm still in the process of answering it? Hello,
hello.
have I answered your question in any way? Am I still in the process of answering it?
Yeah, we are still in the process of answering it
Oh,
anyway.
okay. Oh, no problem. So
Yeah.
let's just go to
Okay.
the story, okay? So I'm just
All
going
right.
to
Yeah.
open up Dropbox because all of my presentations are on there. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay, guys, I have a problem. You know what happened last week when my computer froze? It has happened.
Yes.
It has happened. I don't know why this happens. I think it's because my computer is always on for days. So what's going to happen? I'm just going to let you know very, very quickly. I'm going to call out of the call. Just call right back in. So
All
notification
right.
calling out of the